Why is Wall Street buying? The future of travel businesses, could they crash and burn? The economy is boring? Yeah, sure. Bah humbug on that. And a new financial year. How did we do last year on the stock market? I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about money. Paul, I don't get this. You know, I'm the world's greatest optimist and I've been willing markets to go up forever. But I just cannot understand how the Americans can get up every morning, see the coronavirus infections going through the roof, and they buy more stocks.
They're Americans, Pete. They're more positive than you.
Yeah.
Like, look, it's you've heard the maxim, don't fight the Fed. There is just so much money sloshing around, Peter. It's got to go somewhere. Yeah. When you've got interest rates at 0%, you know, returns in the low digits for equities look attractive. So I guess that's what's happening, Peter. End of half year and quarter, market was probably expecting a bit of a sell down. Didn't happen. Maybe some shorts had to cover. I think we might get a little more. They might take a bit more notice of the statistics, but it's still in a solid uptrend.
I wrote 10 reasons why the market should come off the ball. And I'm not expecting a big pullback, but just a decent pullback so you can get in there and buy again. But at this point in time, it's really worrying me. And I feel as though we're heading to a eventual sell-off. Paul.
One of the most brilliant stories you've ever written, Peter. 10 great reasons why the market should fall. I'm with you, Peter. I think the market should pull back, but look, you just can't fight the Fed.
And can't fight the Fed.
If you're looking to buy, you just
you can't fight the bell either.
You can't fight the bell.
Okay, this is a controversial story, and you said this to me yesterday. I thought, have to share it with the Mad About Money crowd. The future of travel businesses. You reckon they might crash and burn?
Well, I wrote another brilliant article, Peter, that looked at what had happened from peak to trough and back up to the peak. Our market peaked on February the 20th, bottomed on March the 23rd, and had to hit a high again on June the 10th. Yeah. And by and large, you know, the travel companies, the Webjet, the Qantas's, the flight centres, look, they fell about 70%. Peak to bottom, recovered about 70%. Now that doesn't mean they're back to the same level. If you go down 70%, you've got to recover about 300% to get back up again. That's the magic of mathematics and percentages. Yeah. But look, I'm
interesting
not. And you know, a couple of luminaries like yourself. Yeah. You in early April, you tipped the travel companies. They bounced back, and they bounced back pretty hard. But I'm not so sure the second time round, Peter. I think this whole idea about the uncertainty about just when we're going to be able to fly overseas again. These companies, particularly the two travel companies, really only exist for overseas bookings, right? Particularly Flight Centre. No one goes to a travel agent but to go overseas, really. And I think it's going to be pretty tough for them. So I think if you're looking for a rebound, I just don't know whether
it could be a lot longer, because if Joyce is right, Alan Joyce, we don't see national until the middle of next year, and a lot of countries still won't be accepting people. So you're right. I always like companies like Webjet and Flight Centre on a 1 or 2 year basis. I was staggered that rebounded so quickly, but that's life in the fast lane. Next one, Paul. Now there's a turkey I know, and I won't name him, but he reckons for every time we have an editorial meeting that the economy is boring.
I'm feeling out a yawn. Well, the economy is boring, Peter. You're the only person I know who thinks the economy is interesting.
That's because I'm the only one with the insight to see, like, if we
Tell me something interesting about the economy.
Okay, if we have a real recession here and unemployment goes to 10 or 11 or 12%, half the population will be sitting here watching Big Brother rather than going out and having a good time. The economy is the basis upon which we can buy a house, go overseas, buy really nice clothes, attract interesting partners, and have a great life. Without the economy, you're sitting home watching Big Brother, and that is not a great life.
I'm happy to watch The Americans on Netflix, Peter. More than that, and talk to you about the economy. Let's move on.
One final thing. We are in a new financial year. Happy New Year, Paul.
Happy new financial year, Peter.
How did we do last year?
Look, we didn't do well. It was a negative year for the stock market, down. This is the ASX 200, down 10.9%. Our first negative year for a long time. After dividends, Peter, that's only about 7.7%. So not so bad as the headlines make out. Interesting, the 10-year numbers are still pretty good. So this is the decade from 1st of July 2010 through to the 30th of June 2020. Yeah. The market with dividends, an annualised return over that period of 7.8%. Yeah. Still says nearly buy 8%. Stocks for long term. You couldn't have done that in term deposits. Yeah. You couldn't have done it fixed interest, and you pretty well probably haven't done it in
provided
property.
You can cop the ups and downs, and the ups are much more than the downs. That's a nice return, nearly 8%. As long as you're in good quality companies and you're as good as the index, an 8% return is for people who play the market over the long time. And particularly if you buy on the dips, on the lows, and ride them up, you probably even did better than that. I'm Peter Switzer.
I'm Paul Rickard.
And we're mad about...